Hey astronauts, it's me Brandy and welcome back to Astro-Tarot Research, and we have another wonderful pick a card this week, and this week's pick a card is what will life be like for you after the pandemic. We have 5 piles to choose from, but before we get started I do want to remind you to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell to stay notified. Also feel free to follow me on Instagram at Astro_Tarot Research, where I post astrological and some tarot insights for you. So let's get into these piles and let's not waste any more time. We have pile number 1, pile number 2, pile number 3, pile number 4, and pile number 5. So just sit back, relax, and choose. Hey guys, if you've chosen pile number 1, let's see what life will be like for you. We have the Page of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, Temperance, the Two of Pentacles, and Uranus Genius. So quite interesting. Basically, I'm going to interpret this as the months, just like a couple of months coming out of the pandemic to a year. What we have here is basically a lot of socializing, because we have the Page of Cups, the Knight of Wands, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Two of Pentacles. So twos in general just kind of represent sort of partnerships and working on personal relationships. And the pages and all these court cards are obviously people. And then we have Temperance here, which is like another card about like sorting out differences and having two different elements like coming together. So there's definitely going to be a lot of socialization going on for you coming out of the pandemic, which, I mean, it totally makes sense, right? You're going to start interacting with people in a way that you haven't done so in a while. But the thing is, we have this Page of Cups here, and it came right before the Knight of Wands. So this, let me put that in reverse real quick. What this is just letting me know is you're just going to be a little bit awkward, especially with this Knight of Wands energy. Sometimes we get this as someone who is kind of overexerting their energy. They're trying to like take on too many responsibilities. It's almost like the Ten of Wands, but not quite. There's not that super overwhelming feeling. It's more of a little bit of a frustration. Like you just want to do everything, but you can't, okay? Because you know how Knight of Wands are. It's like a young card. It's like, oh, I want to do this, and I want to do that, and I want to do this, and I want to do this thing. And so you're just going to have a lot of things that you want to do and want to try, but you're not going to be able to do it all, and it's just going to be a little bit frustrating for you because it's just going to be like, oh, everything comes in due time. With the Queen of Pentacles here, it lets me know that the money situation, well, it's like you're making some changes, okay? So I say that because we have this Two of Pentacles, and we're sort of like following this card here, or are close to it. And then Pentacles connect during readings. So for me, it's not saying that you'll be unstable in any way. It's more like maybe you have more than one job. Maybe you have more than one source of income. Maybe you're reevaluating your money. Maybe you're just like, oh, maybe I want to put this into a 401k. Maybe I want to put this into a ETP, or I think it's the ENFP or to ETP. I can't think of the right word for it. I was just looking this up the other day. You know, with stocks and bonds, I think it's the ETP, or an INT. Let me make sure I'm saying these right words, because like I could just be thinking of saying stuff and I'm like, my brain just farts sometimes. Okay, so my brain blanked for a second, and basically maybe you want to put your money into index funds, maybe you want to put it into mutual funds. Whatever it is, it's saying that you're really sort of reevaluating and thinking about your finances a little bit more. But with this Queen of Pentacles here, it's more about trying to stabilize and balance your finances. So you're not struggling is basically what I'm saying and what I'm trying to get at. From a romantic perspective, yeah, it looks to me like you're going to have a few offers in that department. If you're single, if you're not single, then maybe it's just saying that you have some creative date ideas that you're like, oh my God, I want to go out and do these things with, you know, whoever I'm with at the time. And like I said, it's still into that feeling of feeling a little bit frustrated, like, oh my gosh, I can't get everything we want to do together done. But for the single people, all it's saying is that you're definitely meeting some new people in some unexpected unexpected ways. For the most part though, it's going to be more friendship oriented, and I only say that because I usually get Temperance for more of a friendly interaction, and Uranus Genius, it's kind of like whenever I get this in a love reading, it'll be someone who come into your life could either bring some sort of like whirlwind romance, like they're in and out, or it's someone who's going to be like a friend, who's very unique and interesting, and they could stay for a little bit of a longer period of time, okay? That's what I've noticed. So you're definitely going to make some new friends coming out of the situation. I think for some of you, there's definitely wanting to have that change in job situation or career or schooling or reevaluating in that area, whatever you would consider your goal. Only because we have this Two of Pentacles juggling energy, and sometimes I get that to be like, oh, let me switch the vibe up, right? Romantically, I do want to mention that, you know, some of the people you may meet, well, you kind of feel like they're more like a flirtatious vibe. Like you can't really take them too seriously. You're just going to be having fun. You're not going to want to like really commit to someone at that time when you're coming out of quarantine. You're just going to be living the single life. When I get the Queen of Pentacles, I do want to say that you'll definitely be looking good. People will notice that. They'll see that in you. You'll just have like that glow about you. Skin's looking nice, smelling good, working out. Queen of Pentacles, I always get a card for somebody who really takes time and effort into their appearance. It's usually a card I get for people who people will say they look rich or something like that. So you kind of just look really well presented. And not only that, but there's going to be like a few unexpected like surprises or surprise trips, like maybe like more impulsive trips, or maybe like your friends are just like, let's go here, let's do this, like let's have like a vacation at this place, like let's go to Vegas, let's go to Costa Rica, let's go do this. Like there's just going to be that impulsiveness to want to travel. And I say impulsiveness because that Uranus energy is just so unpredictable. It is just like very electric. It's very like, whoa, where did this come from here? And it's also about trying new things, engaging with people who are completely different from you, especially with Temperance here, trying to create that bond. I just think about how Uranus and different transits I've seen for other people, and it really does bring about people like you just normally do not socialize with in that manner. Like I feel like those people are mainly going to be approaching you because we have this Page of Cups energy. It's not even like you're going out of your way to meet people. These people are going out of their way to meet you and talk to you. So you just have like a bit of a glow up, but I don't know if it's like I wouldn't say it's major, because from the cards, what the cards are saying is you look good already. The cards pretty much say that, so it's not a huge major glow up just because the cards think you already look good. But what it's saying is that people will notice that glow about you, and then they'll sort of like gravitate towards you, and now it's gravitating all sorts of different people. And because you have this gravitation of different people, they're going to change your perspective about a few things. So you're going to have a little bit of more of an open-mindedness about you, okay? But there's definitely a lot of different things you're going to be juggling. Mainly, I feel like it's like your work and your social life that's going to be happening here. That's going to be the main thing, but it looks like life is going to be a lot fun. There's going to be some interesting interactions, maybe a little bit of drama, but like you're not here for that. Temperance here is that card of peace, so it's towards the end of like the reading, and you're just like, yeah, I'm getting rid of that. I'm keeping all this peaceful energy. You may even have some crazy ideas going through, and like some sort of inspiration, because the Temperance is connected to Sagittarius, and that rules like the 9th house, and Sagittarius is like this hopeful, inspiring energy that wants to just learn, gather information, gather knowledge, have a deeper understanding of different cultures and what's out there. Like this very, very thirsty energy for, I guess, just wisdom. And so that's you're like thirsting for new experiences and wisdom when you come out of your situation. You're really trying to see the world is what I'm going to get, and I think you're going to accomplish that, pile number one. So that is what I have for you. I hope that makes complete sense for you and what you're trying to do, what you're trying to accomplish. Definitely a lot of socialization, a lot of social energy. People want to talk to you, okay, pile number one, because you got that vibe, you got that thing going on. All right, hey, pile number two, let's get started on your reading and see how life will be for you after the pandemic. And when I say that, I mean like a couple of months to like a year after, okay? So we have the 10 of Wands, we have the Four of Pentacles, we have the Page of Cups, we have the Three of Swords, we have the Eight of Wands, and we have Saturn Truth. So, interesting. We got the Page of Cups for another pile, pile number 1 as well. So I don't mean to give it away, but in case, because some people like to choose 2 different piles, but we got that twice and I thought that was interesting. So what I'm getting here is obviously you're going to be social. Not as social as pile number 1, but you're going to be a little bit more social. You're going to get a lot of people, maybe not a lot, but a couple of people coming up to you wanting to talk to you. But I think that because we got this 10 of Wands energy first, the first thing is going to be like this overwhelmingness of like your sensors. Like you're like overly stimulated. It's like almost feels like a little bit too much at once. I don't know if you're like just super cocooned up right now. Everyone has different situations going on in their life. Other people are quarantined. Other people, you know, haven't left their house. Some people are traveling. Some people are still socializing like before. Everyone's in a different situation. But usually I get this situation with this 10 of Wands feeling to feel like, wow, this is too much. Like coming out of whatever situation you've been in, the slowed down version of reality, and going back to the busyness, you're going to feel a little bit overwhelmed by that. And it's going to cause you to sort of like pull back a bit. You're going to be like, this is too much. I need my space right now. I can't deal with all this traffic. I can't deal with all these people around. I can't deal with all this these lines. Like I can't deal with the busyness that is reality. Okay, so that's going to be you. You're going to pull back a little bit, but you're going to get some people who want to talk to you. It's just that if I want to read this, it's just that you may either feel like these people don't have good intentions. That's one possibility. Or it feels like you, flip side for some of you, let me calm my brain for a second, because sometimes I ramble on and it doesn't make sense. First situation, you have people sort of offering a good time, like having fun, talking to you, just like, you know, being social, being casual. How's your day? Da, da, da. And you may feel like you can't relate to that energy in some way. And so you kind of feel like, I don't really feel like the people around me I vibe with so much. Like I feel a little bit of like an outcast. I'm not really sure, like I feel totally comfortable talking to other people, like a little bit of an awkward turtle vibe. And because of that, you know, it puts you in a situation where you feel like this outsider, I feel a bit lonely, feel a bit sad. Another situation is you'll feel the need to purposely go out. This is for some of you, and talk to people because you're lonely. Because sometimes I get the Three of Pentacles to either read like somebody's a heartbreaker or somebody's just sad and kind of lonely. Like they feel like they want someone in their life. They feel like they want to be loved. They feel like they want to make connections with people. They want to socialize. But they feel like they're not getting that opportunity to do so. Or they're not meeting the right people. So maybe it feels a little bit like that. Like you're meeting some people that just, they aren't bad people. They're pretty good people, but they're just not your vibe. You know, it happens sometimes. We meet people who aren't our vibe, okay? But you're going to either aggressively go out there with this Eight of Wands energy and try to I guess subdue those emotions, to either make sure you're feeling upbeat, to get rid of like this little heartache going on here, and you're just gonna try to meet more people. And it's gonna be a good amount of work for you. Like I said, coming out of this situation, it's not going to be easy for everyone, and for you it's gonna be take a lot of effort for you to get used to things, for you to start interacting with different people. It's just going to be tough for you a little bit, just to come out your shell, okay? So you're gonna feel a little bit sad, I have to put it. I usually don't get the Three of Swords to represent being happy, guys. But so you're a little bit sad about that, but it's okay, because we have this Saturn card here. And what I get with Saturn is a card of resilience and obviously efforts. You know, that's why everyone has like this terrifying fear of when Saturn transits like their moon, their ascendant, or their Saturn return has that such such a big reputation behind it in astrology. Even outside of astrology, people who aren't super into it know about Saturn returns, right? So it just becomes like this heavy planet where you feel the need to having to put in a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of thought. And not only that, but to take a risk and take a chance. Okay, so you may find yourself in a situation where you are very fearful of either meeting new people, or either, if it's not meeting new people, it could be putting your creative work out there. If it's not that, it could be just putting yourself out there in a different environment. Like it could be anything from switching colleges, switching hobbies, going to a different job, going to a different platform. Whatever it is, those changes are bringing you a lot of different fears and a lot of anxieties and a lot of stress. Okay, but with Saturn here, it lets me know that it's worth it, because whatever effort that you put in, whatever risk and chance that you take and keep consistently striving for it, Saturn will give it to you. Okay, Saturn in tarot is also connected to the World card, and you know, World card is that card of accomplishment, having everything done. So this lets me know that the cards are saying, yeah, it's going to be a little bit rocky, but when you really put your mind to whatever it is that you want to do, that you will get it done. Now, if the focus is on your love life, what this is saying to me is that you may have quite a few people interested, but you're like, nah, not here for it. Or it could just be the opposite, where not even opposite. It could be another situation where you're sexually frustrated, because I get the 10 of Wands like that, but those needs are being satisfied and you're like, oh, I'm too scared to get out there though, but like, I know I have to get out there if I want to get my needs met. And it just becomes like this back and forth with yourself. And then you finally just like, okay, I really got to put myself out there with this 8 of Wands energy. And you're going to have to keep going. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be a lot of dates that are going to be like, oh, this is rough. And this is for single people, obviously. I mean, you could, if you're polyamorous, you might be dating, but like, but it's just saying that it's going to be tough in whatever situation. This could be a job, this could be a creative adventure, whatever's happening here. It lets me know that that's going to be a situation you're not too excited to deal with and a little bit shy about. I made that clear. I've said that a billion different times. Okay, I'm trying to pick up on anything else that might be relevant. You know, money might be a little bit I wouldn't say tight. It's just more like you're just a little bit scared to lose it, or you're scared to maybe make investments in that area, or take some chances, maybe even take some chances on yourself. So that's another thing that feels like you need to build that confidence in that area, or just any area, not even just money, just any area you feel a little bit not confident in. The cards are saying it's time to, you know, build yourself up and believe in yourself. Okay, so that's what I have for you, pile number 2. You're definitely working on raising that self-esteem, working on putting yourself out there, it's really just an energy where it says put yourself out there. Okay, like literally be open to new experiences, be open to new people. Don't be afraid to get hurt. Don't be afraid that something's going to fail. It's going to be a little bit tough trying to get yourself out of that headspace, but you will get out of that space. Okay, so that's what I have for you, and I'm going to end this reading because I could just blab on forever, but that's the main message. Okay, so thank you for watching. Au revoir. Hey, pile number 3, let's get started on your reading and see how life will be for you after the pandemic. And I'm thinking like a couple of months to a year after. Okay, so we have the 5 of Wands, we have the Page of Wands, we have the Queen of Cups, we have the Lovers. Let me put this here. We have the Fool, and we have Void, of course, Moon. Right. Okay. Interesting. So let me take everything in first, because I want to make sure that I get this message very clearly. Let's start with romantic, because I think those are the main messages that are coming across first. Just because we have, I mean, so many cards really, the Lovers being the major arcana that's sticking out here. With the Five of Wands and this Page of Wands, and then I think we had the Queen of Cups come right after the Page of Wands here, so I'm going to have to flip this over. What I have here is that you, in particular, will be attracting some people who are not up to par with your standards or with being compatible with you. And with the Five of Wands here, it lets me know that it's quite a few people. And with the Page of Wands, they're either younger. I usually get the Page of Wands for younger, but it can definitely be immature, but I mainly get it for younger. These people are younger, usually, and you just really don't have too much interest in them, okay? What I get here is, it's like saying people are competing, like flirting with you, but like you're not even, this is not even your vibe, okay? You're like, no thank you. And you're looking towards a more equal partner and a more excitement or something new, something fresh, something that you haven't experienced before, like a better love, a deeper love, a more exciting love. Whatever it is, you're just looking for a fresh situation. And it's funny because it says void of course moon missing. So it's like those missed connections here where I guess these people are interested in you, but you have no interest or desire for them. And so it's like that missed connection going on here for a romantic situation. And you're thinking about either like a more compatible person or a specific person you have in mind, who you would like to form a new beginning with, or to just a fresh idea, like somebody new you haven't met before. Like you want to meet new people, okay? Or new energy. Like you may have felt like I've already been through this vibe, like this vibe does not suit me. Like I've already met you before. You know how that's like when you meet people and you're like, I think I've already met you. Like I've already met your character. Like I've already met someone with your personality. Like it's like, it feels like that from that perspective. Another thing this can mean is that from a different perspective, this can create a good amount of haters. I was just speaking to a friend about this like months ago, and we were talking about how we both have seen the Five of Wands for jealousy or people who feel like they want to shoot you down, like negative people, people who say bad things about you, people who just they don't really have anything good to say. It doesn't look like you'll really engage with it because like I said, this Queen of Wands energy is sort of like when it comes to this Page of Wands, it's like it's irritated, but what it's saying is just like it's sort of blocking out those messages in a way, or it'll take the messages and just say, okay, that's okay. It might misinterpret the message, and so you really won't see it as too mean, okay? Like, you know when someone gives a backhanded compliment and maybe that other person doesn't really get that it's a backhanded compliment, so they're just like, thank you, and and so that's what's going to be happening here. Like, they may say something to you that's a little bit offhanded. You may have that more than one person doing that with this Five of Wands, but you're just going to be like, thank you, and like you're not going to really, it's not really going to, you're not going to really pick up on that, okay? Or you're not going to be fazed by it. Okay, so back to this void of course moon missing, right? It's just like, you're just like, I'm focused on other things. So the void of course moon, I haven't even really used void of course moon since the beginning when I started learning astrology, but Usually when I got it before, and this is when I was doing Hooray Astrology, you know, when you do the timing predictive events, like you ask the question about a certain time and then you make a chart out of that time. And when you would have the void of course moon, you would have a moon that would not make any aspects before it switches the sign. So when you ask a question, it's kind of like saying nothing's going to happen, or things are going to happen how you think they're going to happen, right? So when I get this for this reading, this void of course moon missing, it lets me know that your idea of what's going to be happening when you come out of quarantine, or when you come out of the pandemic, is not exactly what's going to be how you think things are going to happen, how you imagine things to be. It's going to be a little bit different. And I think that's what this Queen of Cups energy is. This Queen of Cups energy can sometimes be very fanciful, or what she's thinking or what she's imagining is not coming to what the reality is. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. In your case, it looks like it's giving you some peace of mind, some happiness, because when you're coming out of this pandemic situation, it's going to be chaos. The first card we pulled was Five of Wands, and that's not an energy that's like peaceful. All fives rule conflict, and fives rule like that buzz, that friction. So when you're coming out of it, it just feels like it's hustle and bustle, but you're like not on that vibe, okay? You're not on the same vibe as other people, and because of that, you're just like, well, you're focusing more on your internal world, your mental state, as well as I know without a doubt you're doing some traveling, and you're traveling without any sort of I need to do this, I need to do that. You're just chilling like a villain. You're just like, I love this. I just want to get out there. I want to talk to people. Like, you're very kumbaya for the situation at hand. And actually, I wanted to clarify that just because I feel like I'm getting this on the nose, but I definitely want to make sure. Okay, so we have the Eight of Swords. So that just kind of lets me know exactly what I was thinking, where you see how this one, the Eight of Swords, has that blindfold, right? So it's so funny because you're really like not seeing all this chaos. You're not seeing all the backhandedness, all the like the shadiness going on, the immature people. You're really like not engaged with that at all. I really do get the feeling that you're just you're not here for it. You're in your internal world. You're in your own mind right now. Let's see, who are these people? So this is like the Queen of Pentacles. So it'll mainly be women who feel the need to sort of like compete or say things or do things. I don't usually get the Queen of Pentacles for anything other than women, unless it's like a guy who is, you know, more in touch with his more feminine nature. But it'll mainly be more feminine people who will probably sort of come for you. But like I said, with this Eight of Swords energy, you're really in your internal world. You're really not here for it at all. But I see travel for you, lots of it, lots of short trips going on here. Very exciting for you. You're feeling very refreshed. You're feeling very happy. And I love that we got this Fool card, because the Fool card is just all up in their own world. They're having the most fun. They're having the most exciting. I don't know if you're traveling with a bestie, or maybe if you're in a relationship, you're traveling with somebody in a relationship. And in terms of like work situation, obviously work's going to be very competitive for you, but I feel like you're also probably making some changes at work, because the the Lover's card is like the third house card, and it's like the eighth from the eighth house, so it's another transformative card. So it also would indicate some sort of changes in either a work, school, hobby, environment. So you're making some changes to that, changes in the way you communicate, as well as gaining some new skills. I don't know what those skills are, but you're gaining some new skills going on here. I would venture to guess creative, because we're the Queen of Cups here. So whatever you find creative skills happening here, that's going to be that's going to be some interesting changes that you're going to see. Okay, but definitely things are not going to happen like you think they're going to happen. I have a feeling that you're just going to be very tranquil, despite the circumstances. It's quite strange for me. I just really want to pull this card. Yeah, I feel like you're totally on a different vibe than everyone else. Justice here. Yeah, justice rules peace and balance. And then we also have the Lovers card, which sort of like come in two ideas together. And also, in a way, the Gemini twins are also a communication card. And, you know, communication cards are always trying to figure out a way to effectively understand each other. So yeah, I really feel like the world around you is very chaotic. The people are very like they're not going to be very nice to you. I don't know why. But I'm sorry if that sounds like bad news or anything. Definitely, it's probably because you're just a very attractive person. With the Queen of Cups, I usually get that to be somebody's very, very good looking. Like almost, I get cups, like the court card cups, like the Queen of Cups, the King of Cups, the Knight of Cups, the Page of Cups. I usually get them to represent people who are like quite literally models. So you just probably have like a very you're probably a very beautiful person. So that's probably a thing that's happening here. And not only that, but it may seem like you're just very talented as well, because we can interpret this as like Venus being in Gemini. And from what I've seen, those people just have a very good amount of creative talent or skills going on for them. And just a very diverse in their socialization, okay? And how who they talk to, how they do so, who they want to spend their time with. They have a very calculated way of doing so. And I think that in terms of attracting people, you're definitely going to attract a lot of people, especially with that these two cards coming together and the Lovers, but new people too. And I mean, there's obviously some people that there's going to be like, you've already met them, but it's mainly you're focusing on the new energy coming in. And it's definitely a more of a, what can I say about Gemini? A more energetic energy, a more energy that's more playful. I mean, how else do you describe Gemini energy? Chaotic sometimes. Gemini energy is chaotic. Let's be honest. If you've ever met a Gemini, sarcastic. I've seen, it depends on the placement. Like if it's Rohini, Mrigashira, and I'm thinking of Western Gemini, and Rohini and Mrigashira fall into those placements in Western astrology, if you're thinking about it. But in Vedic astrology, that would be Taurus. Okay, so but I think about things in Western with Vedic nakshatras. So in case you're like, what? That doesn't make sense. Or like Ardra, I think that's in Gemini as well. Might be a little bit more Cancer, but and it's very chaotic energy, but it's also very transformative energy that brings just a lot of different looks, like people who have all sorts of different looks. So that is what I want to say for you. You'll probably be switching up your looks as well. I do want to say that. Yeah, I just want to say that, okay? You're switching up your looks. You're switching up your style. You're coming into a place where you're learning a lot. I mean, you're gathering a lot of information, and you're definitely taking a lot more short trips. So that's what I have for you. Yeah, you have a lot more freedom. You have a lot more freedom, and I mean, duh. So see you guys next time. Au revoir. Hey, pal number 4, let's get started on your reading and how life will be for you after the pandemic. We have the Lovers. We have the Fool. Oh my gosh, pal number 3 just had both of those cards. Like, you guys might want to check that out. We have the 7 of Swords. We have the Ace of Swords. We have the Ace of Cups. And we have the 7th house partner. Haha, so funny. Yeah, so there's some elements that's definitely similar to pile number 3 going on here. Excuse me, guys. And when I say after the pandemic, I mean like a couple of months to like a year after, okay? Or like just after things get settled. So when we have the Lovers and the Fool, like similar setup to before, it's kind of like welcoming in a new love. I didn't say this with pile number 3 only because I felt like there was going to be a lot of different dating situations for them, which could involve dating multiple people. Some people are going to be one person, so I just kind of left it alone. But for this pile, I get a feeling this is just a one-on-one partnership, and it's not like multiple people going on, especially since we have the 7th house partner, we have the Ace of Cups, so it's like one new love and the Fool, and it's just like the lovers looking at each other and another Ace. So it's just about having this new beginning, this new outlook, especially when it comes to your love life. I don't know if you guys are single or in a relationship or what's going on, but if you're in a relationship, then it's kind of like having this new refresh start on your love life. If you're outside of a relationship, similar, but you'll be actually meeting people. And with the 7 of Swords, it's interesting because I usually get this card to indicate being single, but because we have so many surrounding cards which would indicate being like with someone or dating, I just kind of feel like you're going to be dating more people. Maybe half the time you're single, maybe most of the time you're single, but you're at least looking for a partner. You're at least looking for another half, a life partner, like somebody you could be in a relationship with potentially, or you're just like, some of you might be dating around, but this is more of like a committed energy that I see coming in. This could also be when we have the Lovers. It's also a card that kind of represents soulmates. So it doesn't even have to literally be a romantic partner. It could be somebody who's a really great friend, somebody who's a really great business partner, somebody who just kind of feels like you get along with them. Like they just like the, you know, peanut butter to your jam, okay? So you could be meeting someone like that. Whatever it is, you guys are definitely meeting someone who will come into your life who feels like, yeah, this is something, this is the energy I've never felt before, and we just sort of just naturally get along. And I think you guys may be so used to not finding that person that at first you'll feel like, okay, what's the trick here? Like, what do I need to be looking for? You're sort of like trying to pull away from this person a bit. It's not going to work. Like, you're going to end up having this connection and this bond, but you're really looking at it like, hold on, like, how did I come out of all these like failed relationships or hookup situations or situationships and then meet someone so really cool and just like incredible, okay? What we have here, though, if we're looking outside of that, in general, the people that you meet, you'll probably meet a lot of like-minded individuals going on here. A lot of people have a lot of sharp intelligence. A lot of people who are probably going to be either faith-oriented, spiritual-oriented, similar to you as well. But I'm trying to like analyze and bring into this Ace of Swords and the 7 of Swords energy, because I get the 7 of Swords, usually somebody who is a loner or somebody who may be up to some sneaky stuff, are lying or being deceptive in some way. So I think it's saying that you're going to get a lot of opportunities to talk to people, to branch out, and some of those people are going to be a little bit deceptive and shady. But with the Ace of Swords, it's like saying you got to cut through the BS. You got to cut through all the BS because this amazing person is here. Now, if we want to look at this from a different perspective, for some people, it can indicate, like, I never talk about this, but pregnancy in some way, because, you know, we have Lovers and we have the Fool, and the Fool is almost like a baby in a sense. So it's like a loved one that's new, and that could be like a baby, you know, someone who you can care for and take care of. But coming out, you feel a lot of strong emotions. I just get that with the Ace of Cups. It's not necessarily like anything bad, anything good. It's just saying you feel a lot of strong emotions. And I believe the emotion is excitement with the Fool here, and anticipation, or just a bit of wonderment going on. Like, you just feel like, wow, this is like, I got this whole wide world in front of me with these new experiences just hanging out there. And I think part of you will want to travel, similar to the last pile. Part of you is going to want to travel. I don't think you're going to be traveling with someone. I have a feeling that it's going to be more solo for a lot of you, A lot of you will just be traveling alone, and I think that may be how you meet that special someone, or maybe even just meet someone special. It doesn't even have to be that special person, but that's how you're going to really form those bonds and those ties. You're definitely going to have a lot of trouble trusting these new people coming into your life, or a new person. I really do feel like it's a little bit more narrow. Like this group is a little bit more of a smaller focus. It's not like tons and tons of people coming in. It's more like maybe like 1 or 2 or 3 that's coming in to your life. That can really, it's not like they're bringing you peace. It just feels like you can have long conversations with them. You have a strong emotional bond. You feel like they're exciting to be around. Sorry for that, guys. You feel like they're exciting to be around. You just like the communication with them. Like every time you talk to these people, you feel like your mind grows and your heart gets more full. Okay, so I don't know if it's one specific person. Like I said, it's either 1 to 3 people max. It's really not a lot of people, especially with the 7 of Swords energy. 7 of Swords energy does not like to keep a lot of people around. Like I said, it's a card of like trust issues, right? In terms of like the job situation, you know, I feel like whatever job, school, you know, hobby situation, I feel like they're going to be a little bit more shady. I don't know what's going on in that area, but I have a feeling that there may be some people getting cut off, like laid off or something, or people who, may get their pay cut, or people who, you know, people sort of like spread some false rumors about, but it's really not the best environment in terms of job situations coming out of our school situations coming out of this pandemic for you. Like, it's not even like they won't pay you, because we don't have any pentacles here, and when I don't have pentacles, that lets me know that you're really not thinking about finances, and when you're not thinking about finances, it's because finances is good, right? So what this is letting me know that you personally may be taken advantage of by your job. Maybe they sort of maybe they're not appreciating you. Maybe they're doing some shady things behind your back. Maybe some people are spreading some rumors, or just not talking positive things about you. Whatever it is, it's just something about the job environment is a little bit like, you know, not the best. But that's okay, because like you really have a lot of positive energy coming out of this pandemic that's going to eclipse all of that for the most part. 7th house partners, definitely when I get this, like I was studying a lot of charts when I was doing like my Uranus in Taurus transit video, and then I had to do some studying for Shravana, and then in between I do a lot of research. Like I'm doing some research now on Jupiter and Dhanishta, and what I'm seeing here when I do these transits or these aspects or things going on with the 7th house is usually somebody will have this strong desire to put themselves out there in a public space, or a space where they're like at a lot of parties, where they're on social media, where they're a part of the maybe Hollywood machine, and they really, or they're just not, even if it's not that, then they're focused on like their career. Okay, they're focusing on doing press, or creating creative projects and stuff. They just really have a lot of strong energy that's focused on their career. Like I've seen that more so than I've actually seen relationships when I've seen transits to the 7th house, which is funny, right? Actually, I've seen a lot of distance from partners when there have been transits to the 7th house, but really what it's saying is there may be some separation. Like maybe you meet someone, there's some separation there, but it's going to be career oriented, not because of anything you guys have said or done to each other. It's really just going to be like a work situation thing going on there too. Another thing this could mean is possibly meeting someone at work, but whatever it is, it's really focusing on having that committed partnership coming out of the pandemic, like having an opportunity to really bond and meet someone. I think that's what it's really saying the most. And obviously I get 7th house for distance travel. That's the main thing. It's like distance travel, career, and relationships, like committed partnerships. Not necessarily always marriage though, but it is a committed partnership that I usually will get. But you have this overwhelming feeling of excitement. You feel like there's some people around you maybe you can't trust. You got to cut through their BS in order to be with these really dope people that you'll find. So it's like 1 person to 3 people that's going on here. I think I've summarized that good. In terms of appearance, you're looking very relaxed to other people. Like other people see you as just a more relaxed appearance. Maybe some people see you as a little bit sneaky in a sense. Like I've definitely gotten the 7 of Swords to maybe other people are like suspicious of you. It's usually their own doing and their own projections because they're probably not nice people. I'm trying to think of anything else that might be even relevant. If you know, people just see you have a different state of mind. People see you with a different emotional state. They just see you as this like really energetic person who's just ready to face the world. Okay, but it's so interesting. We got the Fool and the Lovers twice. Okay, it's I keep saying okay. I need to stop doing that. I'm working on my speech so that I don't do all the ums and the likes and the okays. That's something I'm personally working on. But what I have here is you loving that you have an opportunity to see the world in a new light and being very excited and just taking advantage of all the opportunities being presented of you, especially the ones that have to do with learning a new skill, traveling, and meeting new people. And a part of being meeting new people comes with, you know, you have some toxic people. That's just how the world works. But you're going to manage to use this new skill, this new way of thinking to sort of cut through all of that because you're going to have such an optimistic state of mind. So you're really going to avoid anything that just seems toxic, anything that doesn't seem to benefit you spiritually, emotionally, or intellectually. That's what I get from you. Okay, pile number 4. Let us move on. That is all I have for you guys. I really do see a lot of good things coming for you. As I said, with money, money's good. If we don't mention it, it's because it's good, okay? So I will see you guys next time. Au revoir. Hey guys, hey pal number 5. Let us see how life will be for you after the pandemic. And when I say after that, I mean like a year to a couple of months after the pandemic. So we have the Ace of Wands, we have the 2 of Pentacles, we have the Devil, we have the Judgment cards going on here. We have the 8 of Cups, and we have the Moon, Soul. Press, 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 press. Cardi King. I don't know why that song came to my head. Probably because we got the moon, and then I think Cardi B's moon ruled or something. I think she might have her moon in Ray body though. I don't know. But basically what I have here, and what I have here is there's definitely going to be a lot of talk, a lot of rumors, a lot of communication happening on here. The world's going to feel very scary coming out of the pandemic for you because there's going to be a lot of misinformation that you are personally hearing, not just the news, but people around you. It's interesting, out of all the cards, this card seems to be the least social, and I don't know if that has anything to do with it, all the fear that's coming out of this, but there's not a lot of socialization going on for you. In fact, it almost feels like that you're not avoiding people, but you're not getting too many opportunities to be around people. With the 2 of Pentacles here, another card representing distance, it almost feels like you're trapped with the same sort of people that it was before. Like the situation hasn't gotten a lot better for you the couple of months coming out of it. But I mean, towards the end here we have Judgment, so it's almost like you're leaving all that toxicity behind, but like straight up coming out of it, it's like whatever, like nothing's really made this huge significant change. The main change is in the amount of responsibilities that you have, and it looks like, from what I have seen here, it looks like the amount of responsibilities just feel, I don't want to, this the word I'm looking for is unfair. It feels unfair. It feels like you're getting some new responsibilities, or a new responsibility that doesn't quite feel like something that you should be doing, and or you're being put under, you're giving a new task at work that maybe isn't part of like your job requirement or something like that, or it didn't used to be, or maybe you've just gotten used to not doing something and then now all of a sudden you have to do it again. But whatever it is, it just feels like that. It could be work, it could be school, but it feels like you're being given something new to do that you're like, I shouldn't have to do this. This is not something that I should have to deal with. With the Eight of Cups here, it lets me know that you're going to get yourself out of that situation. Like I said, especially with Judgment, Eight of Cups, whatever that situation is, like I said, if it's work related, if it's school related, if it's a hobby related thing. I don't know how it would be hobby related though, because you're in total control of that. But this is a situation with the Devil here. It's like somebody is putting either their control over you, or if you have an addiction, then yeah, that would be you. That would be in control here. But I mean, I guess addiction works by it's a whole system going on here, like whatever you're addicted to. Usually, like if you're addicted to hardcore drugs, then obviously you need a dealer and all that stuff, and there would have to be like this whole cycle of a system of things, and that's why we have this Devil energy here. So that's why I mentioned it felt like somebody was putting that task on you, because normally I get the Devil when it's like either an outside forces helping with this addiction, with this process. Like that's why we have these two cards here alone, two people by each other, and this Devil figure hanging over them. So perpetuating the problem. A whole system perpetuates toxicity. Okay, people don't just get into toxic relationships. We have to have a toxic society that's saying that this is okay, that's normalizing it, right? So there's something like that that's going on, some sort of issue or thing that you have to deal with, that you're like, I really don't want to deal with this. Two of Pentacles is coming up. Making some rearrangements in your schedule, dealing with a couple of errands, dealing with paperwork. Maybe you need to get a license, maybe you need to get a passport, maybe there's some documents you need to sign, and finally you feel the need to do that. And girl, I just remember I got to update a few things too with this reading, but I do get the Two of Pentacles to represent sort of like juggling tasks like that. I've also gotten it to juggle more than one job, to have more than one source of income, to switch positions, to have distance between someone or something, indicating travel. But there's not a huge amount of traveling here. I do want to say that. It would be more like moving for you. Like with this pile, it's not saying you're traveling. It's like saying I'm getting the heck out of Dodge. Okay, so this would be for some of you moving, especially the Moon card here. I definitely get the Moon card to represent someone changing homes, especially Moon people. I've seen them change their environment a bit, especially with like this Moon in Capricorn energy. If you see my Shravana video, a lot of Shravana people will just move in their life. So I do think that some of you will just move. Maybe change jobs, but I feel like you're just going to maybe stand up for yourself and say, I don't want to deal with that anymore. But maybe some of you do change jobs, but or schools, or change classes or something like that. But it's not, it doesn't seem like that's going to be the thing. Like I could see changing classes, but I don't see specifically I'm getting a job change. I just kind of see like you saying I'm not going to do this anymore. With the love life here, if we're interested in that, it's more of a desire energy, more sensual. I've gotten the Moon card and the Ace of Wands and the Devil. All of these cards aren't super commitment cards. The Moon card is more of like this strong sensual desire energy going on. The Moon card may want commitment, but I've often see people who have a lot of moon energy sort of go from one person to the next person, to go from one person to the next person, and they sort of attract a lot of people. So I feel like you're attracting a lot of people, but they're not all the right people, especially with the Devil card here. A lot of these people may feel like they need some healing. They may have a lot of mental issues that they may need to deal with. Some of them may even have some tempers, or some of them are just going to do some things to you that you will eventually forgive them for, but at the time you're gonna be like, this is just not right. Okay, so I just don't think that you'll be attracting the best people coming straight out of this situation, which makes sense. A lot of people's mental health has suffered. I was just talking to a friend about this, and they were telling me how they saw that a lot of the suicide hotlines and the mental health workers, or like therapists and all that stuff, and counselors, they were getting this huge flux of people. And so it makes sense that coming out of this stage, this pandemic situation, that a lot of people's mental health will not be in the best situation. But you yourself, you're pulling away from those people, coming towards like the end of the year of being out of that pandemic situation, and you're just like, I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'm really not. You're really putting your foot down. And with the Moon card here, I'm definitely getting a lot of just, this would be a card if I would get for somebody to travel the country. Not necessarily like a lot though, because I don't have a lot of mobility cards a bit. I mean, the Eight of Cups can represent moving. Two of Pentacles can represent distance. Moon people like to sort of travel around a bit. So in a way, but something tells me that that's not the main focus. That's not the main message that they're trying to get. What I get here is a strong sense of faith and belief in yourself, and a stronger sense of confidence and who you are. And there's no more of this like indecisive nature towards the end. I think coming out, you'll feel a little bit like you need a little bit of help with deciding things and what direction you want to go, or you're taking in more opinions on things, and that's leading you astray, and it's making you dependent on people who just, they don't even have what you want. So it's like their advice is like faulty. It's not good. Or they don't even understand what you're trying to do, so they have no clue how to guide you in that direction. And I think coming out of this pandemic situation, you're gonna have a lot more faith in yourself, like towards the end of that year. Like you're really going to believe in yourself, believe in this higher power, trust your own judgment. It's just really about having faith within yourself, and I see that happening for you. Like this is such a strong reading. Like you have this sense of empowerment, this self empowerment. Like you feel like you've been unbound, like you just shed your skin. That's like the most important thing that's going on here. Obviously people will think that you look bomb, like you look fire coming out of this pandemic. You had like a glow up or something. I don't know what's going on here, but like you definitely had a little glow, a huge glow up. And it's really just about you appreciating you loving you, and you being in connection with your own soul and your own soul's purpose, and you feeling really inspired. Definitely Ace of Wands I get for having a new idea. Looks like you're getting some new ideas. I think other people may try to put you down about them. That's why we have this Devil card here, but you got to learn to say, sorry, I think this idea is great. Like, thanks for your opinion, but like, no, my ideas are lit. Okay. So I think that's the energy that I'm getting from this. Okay. But I mean, that's the main focus from everything that's happening here with all these cards. Like I said, a little bit of travel. Just because moon people like to move a bit, but the main thing is that I'm getting is trust in your inner voice. That's what you got from it. Like you got a hard major lesson. Faith in yourself, handling anxieties, not listening to other people, not doubting yourself, believing in what you can believe in. And that's that. I mean, what more do you need? Finances, a little tough, not gonna lie. but you'll get them in order towards, like I said, that end of that year. You'll have that sorted out. Won't be as unpredictable, won't be as scary, won't be as stressful of a situation for you financially towards the end of that year. I think your new idea, whatever it is, it's really going to propel you forward. It's really going to give you that financial freedom, or at least it'll feel like you're closer to it. So that is what I have for you, pile number 5. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Astro_Tarot Research. I think I've said that all. And I will see you guys next time. Au revoir.